All right. So now this is my first installment of Star Wars for the month of May, for Star Wars month, that I'm doing this time to catch up on Star Wars stuff. I don't usually do themed things like that. Like maybe Halloween I'll do a theme, but nothing this intense. But I want to do it to get the stuff out there. So, firstly, as I was explaining, or this shirt, there's two main reasons why I'm wearing it. One, I like the design. I know it's Last Jedi, whatever. I thought it was cool. It's like the Last Jedi and the Star Wars in the red. I actually like the design. I think it's a cool design. And number two, when I saw Force Awakens, I wanted a t-shirt from Star Wars because I couldn't find my Lego Star Wars t-shirt anywhere. I stopped at Walmart. They had it on sale. I think they dropped these the day before the movie was about to come out on the $7 what's the name thing. So I picked it up like that. But overall, I actually like the shirt. The movie is kind of... let's just say me and the movie have a weird relationship. We'll put it like that for now, because I don't want to do any of my spoilers when I do the reviews of Star Wars. So, firstly, before I go into the heavy mode, Taika Waititi was announced today for a Star Wars movie. And I think that's pretty good news. I actually dedicated a video to Taika Waititi about his career going, and I think it's great. I think he's talented. I think he's awesome. I mean, he made the best Thor movie. I don't know about Love and Thunder, but as of current, he made the best Thor movie. He gave fans what they wanted with Planet Hulk, like myself, and we were able to work a way around that. Now, his episode of Mandalorian, which was the last episode, was a very, very good episode, but I did notice the jokes that were kind of coming in there, and they were coming in hot, and it worked for the show in that episode. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying it was bad, but it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, Taika is very great storyteller, very great at what he does. At the same time, I'm like, unless it's like a new character or maybe Doc Afra or something, I don't want to see Star Wars Marvel. That's the best way I could put it. I don't want to see Star Wars Marvel. I want to see Star Wars be Star Wars. Now, if he makes a new crew or they give him just license to say, hey, add to the universe, make this up, let's go. That could work, because he could really make like a really crazy, funny, good telling story of Star Wars, but it's his own thing, you know what I mean? So now we're going to go on to this. First and foremost, this is pretty much a fan versus Star Wars situation. And I need people like, and I'm calling you out because I didn't like what you said. I need people like John Campea to chill out with all the whole man baby thing because of the stuff. Because Aaron had to let you know. Now, I'm actually a fan of Aaron. I loved the movie Bitch Slap. I enjoyed her as Spartacus. I enjoyed her in Lucifer. I've seen her in some other things. She's actually a very good actress. She knows her stuff. And I like the fact that she, even through her stuff, called out John on it. Because too many people, like what he did, they take the one piece of what we say and then they simplify and expand the entire argument off of that one piece instead of listening to the entire issue. The issue isn't the fact that there's a female lead. Not every person in the world hates Rey. There's actually a lot of people I know who like her. I actually have a cereal box with Rey on it. When I got the Star Wars cereal, because it was a collector's box. So, not everybody hates Rey. I do have some issues with Rey. But, like I said, we'll get into that when I do my reviews. But the problem is, you get people like him who go, oh, you man babies because they did a woman. And that's not the point. And I'll get to that in a minute, where our problem is. But I want to get to this other part. Check my notes here. So, we got the Bobs, Iger, and Chepek. They're pissed because we couldn't get no official announcement. Leslie Hyland, Harvey Weinstein's former assistant, and you're going to find out how amazing she is in a little bit in this too. We start hearing all this junk about yes, she has a Star Wars. We're like, what the heck's going on? Now, Kathleen Kennedy, if you did not know, Her contract's coming up soon, and I think that she's also, this is her last hurrah of something she has actually any creative control under. Everything else, I think she's going to be producing. Now, here's the thing about Kathleen Kennedy. I don't mean to poo-poo on your career. You're not very creative, per se. But the big thing, and I'm not saying she's terrible at everything. She's a good producer. Look, everybody, you can say what you want. She's a dang good producer. She's helped produce some stuff. She's good at it. You got to give it to her. She's been able to produce some heavy money making movies, but stuff behind the scenes, being in charge, that's not your forte, sweetie. Like, Solo was a mess behind the scenes. Other stuff was a mess behind the scenes. It's like, what are you doing? Come on. Like, And with that, she's the creative decisions. And you got this early development. All of a sudden, you hear these rumblings with Hyland. And it's like weeks ago. And it's like, what? And apparently, they blindsided the Bobs. Now, they're going to have their call to the investors tomorrow, which is going to be a blast probably for Disney. Especially because they just came off one of the greatest years in movie history. One of probably their greatest years ever. And they had that train. Money kept going and going. And with the pandemic situation, plummeted. And sucks for them, but calling people istophobes and things, that's not the best either. So you got her doing all this stuff, and also too, the articles I keep seeing when they're talking about Star Wars stuff, Hyland's always at the bottom, which is hilarious. And the issue is that the Bobs, from what I'm understanding from rumors, they want to fire her. Hyland. The way you do it, use the pandemic. That's free advice. And I know the Bobs, what they're saying is that they want to take Star Wars, especially after The Mandalorian, they want to focus on the new and really build it up and kind of build the goodwill back with the fans and stuff. And I agree, they should. And I think things like The Mandalorian shows, if they can kind of just go unleashed, they may be able to pull it, like really pull it off. Now, Hyland's written Russian Doll, things like that. She's had some writing credits, like About Last Night. And I know right now the Bobs and stuff are worried about the image and everything, and this could be an image of something. Like I said, I'll get to her in a minute. But here's something that's really, really crazy. So she's had a couple, hits, nothing big, like she didn't explode on the scene. And from what I'm hearing of her series, all the series is going to be heavily focused on identity politics, real world issues, and politics and personal agenda. Why? It's Star Wars. It's bad enough that in Solo, a movie I didn't even hate, I actually had some enjoyment out of it. You hear the robot, oh, there's a such thing. Oh, well, we're slaves in Robot Revolution. And I was like, what the heck? Why does the droid even do that? I actually have a book. It's a little beat up. It wasn't, I found it when I went to somewhere to get it, but the cover's ripped off. But it was about the droid war. Actually, that was one of my favorite things in the Star Wars stuff. And the droids weren't like, oh, Viva Revolution, because you're holding us back because we're robots and men politics. Men bad. Like, what? What are you doing? So they're pushing this whole agenda thing, but this is like I said, Kathleen Kennedy's last hurrah that she has control over. Now, here's the crazy part. So Disney's already trying to distance itself because they have Miramax, and Paz de la Huerta is apparently having some kind of legal dispute with I think Bob Iger over the Miramax situation. You hire Hyland, who her biggest thing, I know most people know her to date is Russian Doll, which is good for a lot of people. I watched some of it. It's actually not a bad show from what I've seen of it, but it's not like, oh my God. And the reason why I'm saying that is because somehow Hyland is, if I remember, or I think I wrote it down, is the producer, the writer, the director, and some stuff. Like, how do you get to cover all of that? You have like no experience with that, but it's because she worked with Harvey, which that's insane. Like, let her write it. Let's see how it goes first before you just give her the whole freaking keys to the kingdom. And she's like, I wanted to do Star Wars. And I still feel as though Kathleen and her did this as a power play. You get the stuff out there. Now if the Bobs turn around and go, no, we did not want this. We did not do this. We did not want to hire her. What are you doing, Kathleen? They can go, that's because you don't like women. See how stupidly simple that is? Oh, yeah, that's because you don't like women. You're phobic towards women. So you don't give it to us, you're taking it away because we're women. It has nothing to do with the fact that could be a PR nightmare. It has nothing to do with the fact that they're trying to distance themselves from Harvey, yet it's not. It doesn't have to do with the fact that Hyland, after Harvey was being implicated and things were being pushed out, was tweeting about how amazing he is, how much of a genius he is, how she has crazy love for him, how he's brilliant, how she loves the way he looks at her, how he'll help her with her career, and she just dreams about it. Remember, these were after he was starting to get accused. This was also after he was getting appointed. And all these things were happening and the evidence and stuff building. She's loving him. She gets hired. She deletes over 200 tweets. Marvel, Disney, Star Wars, all of you, stop hiring people that have to delete tweets. That means they're bad. You did it with the girl who's doing She-Hulk. She had to delete like over 5,000 tweets because she did nothing but racist tweets. What is wrong with you? Hire better people. Matter of fact, you know what? You know what? You lose the privilege of calling anyone an istaphobe. You lose the privilege because all you do is hire people that say nothing but bad things about Orange Man bad and white people are terrible and men suck. Like, seriously. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, that's so stupid. You need to fire her. She's connected to Harvey, and I'm sorry. I know she should get a chance. This ain't the place. Disney, you are trying to save face. You already have the situation now. Now you have someone trying to sue you over a Harvey thing. This is probably going to open up a whole nother can of worms of Harvey. You need to just be like, you know what? We don't care what this is. We don't care what this looks like. This is not a good idea. And I'm telling you right now, I think Kathleen did it to stick it to you a little bit because she knows her time is coming up, because now she wants to try to get her hands on the Indiana Jones thing. And the reason being is because she's not good at doing the Star Wars. And I'm, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, I am not one of these people who are part of the fandom menace. I always say this: choosing one side blindly all the time is not the way to live. But if you do it, that's on you. But I don't sit there and go, everything sucks, everything is this, it's new Star Wars, I hate it, blah, 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 and you have to convince people to go and watch it. No, that's not how this works. It's better to do this, but Kathleen is good at producing, but she's not good at her job. Now, let's see where I left off. Because I do know the Bobs are livid. And apparently during this decision, Disney was not consulted. So they had to make the announcement. But this could go the way of Rian Johnson's trilogy. I remember there was another dude who was supposed to have a trilogy and nothing came of that. And let's see. Two tweets. And then you got the debacles of what Disney can't handle. So today, when it's May 4th, I didn't care to do this. But when it's May 4th, Disney also has a lot of deals with Disney, with Star Wars stuff. And May 4th, they make a big deal. And here's the problem with that. The site crashed. So people are posting things for extra prices because sometimes they'll come out with special stuff specifically for that day. And of course, people are taking it and upmarking it because Disney somehow couldn't get their site together. Yes, I know you're suffering, but you're still a multi-billion-dollar company with all this stuff and you can't even get your site together. Now, let's see where. Bob's not feeling it. Like I said, in the articles I've seen, she's been buried at the bottom, but she's going to write, direct, and produce her own female-led series. And here's one of my other big things. Besides the fact that we can't even get a straight answer on, does this take place in an alternate timeline? Which, if it does, I have no care to watch it. Star Wars doesn't need an alternate timeline. This is not, first off, it's not Star Trek. This is not Marvel. There's so much you could do in that universe, in that span. You do not need to do an alternate timeline. The Mandalorian can take place over here. The Jedi's can take place over there. You could have someone who's Force a thing over here. Like, that's so freaking stupid. But if it takes 400 years in the past, okay, still, you're having a female-led show. Now, here's one of my other issues. When you people call us man babies, istphobes, and all that, do you actually hear yourselves? Do you? So, like, for example, Mandalorian. When I heard about Mandalorian, I heard that it was going to be a Mandalorian. It was going to kind of feel like a space western, but it was also going to be like kind of a bounty hunter thing, which is very different from what other Star Wars is, right? You know what I heard about Leslie's show? Perfect example. We don't even have a name to the show. I heard about the name of the Mandalorian. You know what I heard? It stars a woman and kung fu. Yeah, what else? Nothing. Woman. Like, you, Anna Sarkeesian, and all of you feminist fighting machines, you being a woman is not special. Oh, did I curse? Oh my goodness, did I curse? Mickey Mouse impression. Being a woman, okay. Is the story cool? Are you going to tell me something awesome? You know what being a woman in a story does? It gives a cool perspective. It can give a different perspective. She could be a mother. She could be pregnant. She could be this. You can get different perspectives. But the thing that makes the character special should not be because they are a woman. Or because they are trans. Or because they're gay or one of the letter people. That should not be a character defining thing. It should be a character trait. But it should not be the character defining thing. They should not be a walking, I'm gay, right? I'm gay. Like, what is wrong with you? And you don't do it for the men stuff. You don't sit there and go, well, he's the masculine in a man. Mandalorian, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, Poe over there, that's a man. Kalkadi, that's a man. Like, you don't do that, so why do you keep promoting it with women? Or promoting that? Like, it's so mind-bogglingly stupid. Anyway, now you have the Cassian Andor and Obi-Wan that are supposed to be coming there, right? So, sticking on Star Wars, there's a gallery, because I've seen it, there's a gallery for The Mandalorian, and that's your new thing for the 4th. And this is going to be a small, quick little side rant. Where are the Star Wars shows, Disney Plus? Where's all the Marvel shows, Disney Plus? Where's all the Pixar shows, Disney Plus? Where's all the stuff you promised people? Yes, I understand people like old stuff. And also, too, the fact that you censored your movies, you're stupid. Do not go back and censor things. You censor the thing to be a giant pizza box next to a dryer? Are you stupid? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Just take it. You're stupid. Then you're going to turn around and edit Splash. Why? The movies was PG-13 back in the past. There was nudity that was allowed back then. It's not even a lie. It's a butt. You know how many times kids seen a butt? You freaking idiots. I hate when you do retro censoring. And on top of that, you hypocrites, you won't censor the racist stuff, but you'll censor the nudity, you'll censor her in the box, the racist stuff. Like, what is wrong with you? Anyway, back on topic. So, Cassian Andor and Obi-Wan. Now, I did hear they were supposed to be doing something with the underground. Now we've seen it in Mandalorian, and it's supposed to kind of continue from Star Wars Solo. Now, here's something I think is a cool idea that they could do. I think they should do the underground and make it kind of a semi-sequel to Solo. And what I mean by that is get Charles Gambino to be Lando and run like some of the underground stuff so we can see how he got to that point with the Sky City. And get Emilia Clarke back, because she was amazing. Do the Darth Maul. Actually do a show about the underground and the criminal units and how they do the stuff and how she got there. And you don't really have to make it about Solo. If you don't like it, that's fine. But do some stuff with that. And maybe you got Solo show up. Who knows? But you don't have to. You can mention them. They'll be like, oh yeah, Solo did the little shipment over there. Jabba, come over here. We got this. There is actually a cool, rich story with the underground. We've now seen in Mandalorian. Like, we're starting to see this lore build with the underground. And I'm like, that's where you should be exploring. Stop doing things like the High Republic bull crap. Which I'm going to do a separate video about that garbage. Welcome to Star Wars Month. Anyway, so now we have this thing with, after Harvey's biggest #1 fan, we have Kathleen Kennedy, who destroyed Galaxy's Edge. Because I've been wanting to talk about this. So, Galaxy's Edge was supposed to be based on old Star Wars. Which makes sense, because let's call a spade a spade. I don't care if you love the original trilogy, you love the new trilogy, you love the prequel trilogy, you love just some of the side stories, but don't like the other stuff, which I do know some people that are like that. They only seem to like, literally like Rogue One and Han, like they don't like the main stuff. Or you're mainly just a cartoon fan. Everyone can agree that the most popular series out of all of them, the one that's the most repeated, the one that's lasted the longest, the one that has had the most stay in power is the original trilogy. 4, 5, and... what is it? Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think. Yeah, 6. Okay? Sorry, having a moment. So, this genius literally goes, Galaxy Edge is old Star Wars, and old Star Wars is based for 50-year-olds. I'm not 50. As a matter of fact, I am pretty far off from 50. My niece is in, most of them are teenagers or very young adults, and they like Star Wars. I know a 23-year-old that likes Star Wars. I know a 70-year-old that likes Star Wars. My grandma likes Star Wars, the original stuff. My mom likes Star Wars, the original stuff. Are you seeing what I'm saying here, Kathleen? You close-minded idiot. Everyone likes Star Wars. So stupid. So she keeps wondering, because she said some stuff to Dan Coggrell, I think that's how you say his name, the guy who was running the stuff for the Galaxy's Edge, because originally it was supposed to be on Tatooine with the thing, which would have been smarter. You could have actually implemented some of your new stuff in there with the old stuff. Like, you could have implemented it and made it like a Star Wars hodgepodge dream come true. But no, you're too busy pushing your own agendas, your own politics, and your own ideals. And now it just looks broken. And also, too, when you first had the thing there and you're like, I don't understand why this place isn't making money. I don't understand. I don't know, maybe because you only had like one thing open for like the longest time. Besides the fact it looks like a generic Star Wars place. It doesn't have any character to it. So you failed there, proving once again you should not be in charge of anything outside of producing. She went hard to corporate. She wants to push like the toys and things. She's like, we have way more stories, Star Wars stories ahead of us than behind us. So you ignore the old fans. That's your mindset. Now, here's something crazy about Galaxy's Edge. Okay, so you have Chewbacca walking around. No Darth Vader. No Luke Skywalker. I do know you have Rey. I do know that. And the actress that I seen with the little girl, there was a little 2-year-old that she also, I think, went after Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. But Rey actually walked around with her. She remembered who she was. She looks like Rey. She sounded like Rey. She was really awesome. And whoever that actress is, more props to you. Actually, I hope you get a career in something, because you were awesome. And the fact you walked around with that adorable little girl. If you guys look at the video, I think it's like Star Wars little girl. She sounded like Daisy Ridley. She looks like Daisy Ridley. It was uncanny. And she was so sweet and so kind. I don't want this whole thing to be evil, you know? There was some good in there. But yeah, where's Poe? People like Poe. Where's Finn? People like Finn. Where are all these characters? Where's Darth Vader? Where are all of them? But you're not, okay, I guess they're too old now. So you got the Cantina stuff, and it's just crazy. Is that all my notes? Because I want to get to stuff. So, first off, when I'm seeing you wearing shirts, and feminists, I need you to do something. I know you're not going to like this. Stop with the future is female. No, the future is about people, okay? Stop with this whole everything is female, everything's female. If you're in charge, it doesn't make everything better. Okay? You're not perfect. You're not these icons of perfection. The Force is female. No, it's not. The Force is an entity of a thing that people can use and do crazy things with, like move stuff, go at super speeds, shoot lightning bolts, talk to animals, heal. And when I do my reviews, there's this problem I have. A lot of you fandom minutes on hardcore fan people, I'm going to get to you in a minute. Yours is not going to be as deep dived. But the reason why the fandom minute started is because you, Kathleen, you were pandering to this identity politics, and everybody was an isphobe or man baby all of a sudden when people had a problem with it, because yes, you were pushing your agenda. You were pushing it kind of hard too. And it's ridiculous how hard you were pushing it. Now, does that mean everything was bad? Does that mean I hate everything? No. But can I start seeing it, especially as the movies progressed? Yes. And, sorry, overall, you made Rey a Mary Sue. And before you go, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. Because she was able to fight and do things against Kylo Ren without any training, and he was trained. She's also, she decided to help them just because she decided to help them. And she defended BB-8 like an attack dog, even though she just met the droid, even though she's a salvager, which means that being a scavenger salvager, she would have did that. And the whole time they just kept showing she was alone. They didn't have anything drive. Like, there were so many factors that they could have used to set up stuff, and they didn't. Now, does that mean I hate it? No, because it still had a journey, but her mindset was a little different. And I could see how they could tell the story from that, where they didn't have to set it up. It was more of just, she kind of just is that way. But it does also start to make her a Mary Sue because she didn't earn it. Sorry, but she didn't. And like I said, I don't even hate it, and I even see that. But basically, here's my advice. First off, Disney, I think you need to remove Kathleen Kennedy and get someone new to run it, Jon Favreau. Because, somebody that did the thing, Jon Favreau, who made this Mandalorian show that everyone seemed to love, even people who were done with you, Jon Favreau, that turned around and said, yo, it was great, Jon Favreau, that you should have that running it, and maybe the ideas could flow since he seems like a fan, Jon Favreau. You should just get a real fan that really will be into it, Jon Favreau. Oh yeah, did I say Jon Favreau? Pay him money, get him to run it. And he doesn't even have to do all this stuff, but he'll pick the right people, like he did with Iron Man. Anyway, Disney, here's some advice for me from a fan to you. You need to stop with the whole, let's destroy the old. Like when he's like, past is dead, kill it, and he came back. You need to do what Marvel does to a degree. You need to find your balance. You need to be able to respect the old fans who only love those trilogies. You need to be able to respect the people who are really into the Disney one, because they're kind of going crazy about it, and they'll say screw the old stuff. You also need to respect the people that like the prequels. There's a fan base in it because Star Wars is a big franchise. Just because it's broken up into these trilogies does not change the fact that they are a big franchise. And you need to respect all the fans because of this. Also, too, here's another problem. You guys have jacked it up so much. You have made, and people need to accept this, and I don't care what you say, you need to accept it. They've made more money with these movies than they have with any other movie. But the problem is, they have the Wii effect. When the Nintendo Wii came out, every casual people were on it, right? The normies, as they call them. Then what started happening with the new commercials for the Wii U? It's not a game console, I'm an artist. It's not a game console, it's this. It's not a game, I'm a runner. Like those things, right? And they left their fan base behind. So the Wii U's sales sucked. When it comes to this, you guys keep coming after, and essentially this group felt so attacked, they made up a thing called the Fandom Menace. You keep coming after them. And after these fans, and calling them every name in the book. These are the people that buy your merchandise. These are the people that do that. Yes, the casual fan, you will make money, but you make a lot of money off that merchandise. That's what George Lucas learned a very long time ago. I'll make way more money off the merchandise because the movies will be here for this box office, but the merchandise will keep selling. And the problem is, you're coming out with crap like, and I don't even hate her as a person or anything, but the Rose Tico toy, what was that? Admiral, what was her name? Do I even have that joint? Yeah, like, nobody wants to buy the new toys because they're garbage. Look at this. I don't even remember her name. Here it is. Vice Admiral Holdo. Who cares about Vice Admiral Holdo? From freaking Last Jedi. Out of all the people, her? You got Poe. or no, you got Rose Tico, because she was super important by the Rise of Skywalker. You got the one dude who's like the turncoat. Then you have like a Rey toy that's like a weird battle damaged Rey. And then you got like a soldier. I couldn't even tell you who the soldier is, or the stormtrooper or whatever. It was ridiculous. And I don't understand. You want the toys to sell? Here's how you get the toys to sell. First off, pick the popular characters. A lot of people ended up liking Kylo Ren. A lot of people like Rey. You do that, of course. Where's the Finn toys? Lego does it. Come up with the new Chewbacca toy. Come up with the new, come up with Poe. Come up with characters that people actually like. You literally didn't even care about Rose Tico by the end of the thing. So why are you promoting a toy about her? And the Admiral was in one movie and she did something cool, sort of. Who cares? You go back to some of the nostalgia stuff, or do some of the characters that are really cool, or do a scene or something. Stop it. Jeez. And it's just ridiculous. And also, too, lastly, don't crap on the fan base. You need to accept that we're your paychecks, and I keep saying that. But let's go to Kathleen for the final thoughts on this before I get to the fans. I don't even know how long this video is right now. She lied to George Lucas. She said that she was going to keep the integrity. She was going to do all of this things. And as soon as she got her hands on it, the first thing they did was, okay, I'm going to start doing Forces female. I'm going to start pushing this agenda. And they slowly, with each thing, started trickling in deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, Rogue One, you got lucky. But the thing is, you made sure it was a female lead. You pushed it was a female lead with some really bad dialogue in it, but you fixed it. So, yeah, you basically tarnished George Lucas's legacy. And I'm not even a person that thinks George Lucas was the greatest, because I have a really funny feelings about the prequel trilogy. Yet, you said you're going to do this, you're going to respect you and JJ, and then the first thing you do is just throw everything out, and you start putting politics into it. And most people don't want modern day politics in there. There's a way you could do it and still be witty or smart or charming about it. But nobody wants to see a Trump hate thing on Star Wars. That's not why we watch Star Wars. And we're not sitting there going, well, this is the phobe, but this person is trans. That's not why we watch Star Wars. Tell us a great story. You can add those things into the story and make it a part of the story, but don't make it a focal point. Okay? Stop with the virtue signaling. Now, when it comes to the Star Wars fans, I know you like the parts that you like, but please calm down a little bit on everything sucks. No, it doesn't. There was good stuff in these movies, and you're just saying it sucks because you're taking it. If you take the politic part and you take the other parts, there's good things in the Disney ones. And when people sit there and completely wipe them out, I'm like, that's like me saying the prequel series is 100% trash and it should be thrown away and never looked at again. It's not a good series. I'm sorry. Y'all can love Clone Wars. You can love everything all you want. Let's call a spade. Jar Jar Binks. I don't care what anyone says. That's the worst thing ever. Ever in Star Wars. There's no other. I don't care. You can say whatever you want. You're wrong. It's Jar Jar. So, but even I say don't throw it all away. There's still stuff there. So, fans, I'm not saying don't call them out, but sometimes when it's all right, or at least there, break it down like a little bit more. I know you guys go, oh, it's all bad. No, it's not. What was that dude's name? Something Zero. He even talked about some of it's good. Rise of Skywalker has good parts in it. It has some really good parts in it. So let's just calm down a little bit. But outside of that, definitely keep telling them that this is not what you want. You don't want this identity politic crap. You just want an awesome Star Wars story. I will take a bad Star Wars story that's trying to tell me a cool space story than a good identity politics story where all of a sudden it doesn't fit and it keeps taking me out the movie or the show because they're like, well, don't you understand that men are the patriarchy? Or what, the Empire? No, men. This is I want the person inside to be like, this is Star Wars. We have lightsabers and spaceships. What's patriarchy? So you know what I mean? So we can keep calling them out. I'm just saying, don't be too harsh all the time. But there is a lot to be harsh about. So I'm not really coming at you. I'm just saying sometimes I think some of you go a little overboard with everything's bad, kind of thing. That's really it. That's my introduction to Star Wars Month. And I'm going to be doing the prequel stuff for my reviews. So you have a nice one. Stay safe, stay clean. Geek Protagonist is out. Yeah!